Williams. I attend Cardinal College Preparatory High School in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a wide receiver committed to the University of Ohio State. I see a lot of great things in Dr. Hayes. She get me loose when I'm running my routes. I feel agile. Also on the track, it's the same thing, so I'm really loose running my races.
I'm Dr. Connie Hayes with Fit for Life Sports and Rehab. If you want a competitive edge on the field, call me, 314-532-0957.
Welcome back to Press Play. You know, I'm gonna introduce my guest, my main man, Will. You know, how you doing, man?
What's up, big dog?
Hey, I'm ready, man. And now we got another special guest, hailing out of East St. Louis, pro NFL player for the Jaguars, you know, sci-fi. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but I do. That's my main man, Tre'Vour. What's going on with you, man?
Man, how's it going, man? I'm excited to be here. Hopefully, you know, I can pick your brain about some things and we can, you know, see who can win the edge on the arguments.
Oh,
I have a lot to talk about.
Okay, then. I got 20 years on you, so you know, but I know you're a big guy, so I'm going for it. Just call me, you know, I'm David and Goliath. You know? Man. But for real though, let's get into Tennessee. So I know y'all heard we had the segment about Tennessee. Supposed to be giving athletes cash in McDonald's bags, supersized, you know, value one. But I'm trying to see, what do you think about it, Will?
Man, what's crazy is it finally came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From the time this guy took that job 3 years ago, about 2-3 years ago, this has been taught among the SEC. You didn't even have to be there, but this has been taught. So, you know, some programs got a little more rope with that, and I think they just got caught. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This here, you know what I mean? McDonald's bags, like, you've been real clever. You know what I'm saying? Like, of all things you can put some money in, you put it in McDonald's bags. And obviously you put it in the kid's hand that they felt that, you know, we need to let someone know that this is what they're doing. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of it. You know what I mean? It may be someone out there that might need that McDonald's bag. You know what I mean? So, but that's crazy, man, that they came out and now you talking about a fire coach?
Yeah,
you know
I mean, they must was hungry.
And
I mean, so even with that being said, and now we got an athlete who just got into the NFL, so he know about the college ranks and what's going on now. What you think about it, Trev?
My thing with that is, I mean, when you're in college football, you want to compete to win national championships. But with that being said, you also got to follow the necessary steps that the NCAA has, you know, put out there. So it's tough, man, you know, because you want to win with integrity. But as being a competitor, you know, like, you want to win. Anything you do, you want to win. If you know, you want to feel like if this kid can, you know, potentially change my program, I'm willing to do anything that I have to do to get this kid. And, you know, you got to put a governor on it, you know.
But even like you said, with integrity, so we're talking, or when we talk about integrity, are we basing it off the NCAA rules? Or are we just basing it off a moral code, just you as a person? Because to someone, if I go into a store and steal because I'm hungry for my kid, is that integrity? Is that morally incorrect? But my kid hungry and I don't have anything. So a lot of these guys, even if you want to get them, they coming from neighborhoods such as yourself, such as you, such as I. So that can help. Some of these is single parents raising their children. Just so happen he has a gift or she has a gift, and they get the money. What do you do?
That's a tough one, man. That's the conversation that we have had numerous times about allowing players to make money off their likeness. You know what I mean? Or allowing players to receive benefits from the university, not so much outside sources, but the university.
Right.
Until that changes, you're going to see this consistently. Right. You know what I mean? You're still dealing with poverty out here. And now we're facing with even more poverty with what COVID has done to the United States.
Right.
So you got kids out here that's truly hungry, truly living in tough times because jobs stopped, the world shut down.
Right.
The government haven't gave a lot of money out. So
some even asking for it back.
Thank you. So you got to think those families are in survival mode. So if a McDonald's bag appear, they're picking that bag up and they're gonna take it.
She'll have a couple burgers in it or something. So I don't want to really put you too much on the spot, Trev, because like I said, I know you're in the NFL and certain things, you know, you got to be conscious of it. So even with seeing that, for as them getting food or having something to eat, you just play, and you've been playing in the NFL where now you're getting paid. But coming from where you come from and being in a position that they only allow you to make so much money because of the NCAA clearinghouse and all that. Now you get a stipend because you was in the SEC such as yourself.
For sure.
But you know, coming from where you come from, they're saying you got to do everything just with that.
Yep.
So anything helps. How do you overcome that?
I mean, me personally, I mean, you made it this far. Just hold off for a little bit. Just hold off for a little bit longer, because you know, like, because you're gonna get a guaranteed $1,500, $600 or whatever. I'm like, man, if mama got you this far, they get you.
Do you get that a month? Do you get that a semester?
It's a month. Then you get Pell Grant.
Okay.
You know, some Pell Grant maybe like $7,000, but that was like tax season for me when I got my Pell Grant.
Yeah.
I feel like I got my taxes. You
Right.
know? You know what I mean? That was like, man, you get to go buy like 6 pair of shoes. You know, you parking lot pimping. You know.
Oh yeah, doing your thing.
We swinging. You know, we're not drinking Burnett's. We drinking Tito's.
Oh, okay then.
You know, we just got a little money. You know what I mean?
Well, where I came from, we had Tito's. We was more like Jermaine. Like we didn't get what y'all got. Like I didn't know about a stipend like that until I left Pine Bluff, because you know I went to HBCU. So yeah, we got Pell Grants, but a lot of times we got the Pell Grant if we moved off campus. Because if you stayed on campus, they put that in your scholarship.
That's your room and board.
Yeah, they put it in your scholarship, where a lot of you guys, y'all was getting that scot-free. We had to finagle the system. So when you say that, bro, it's like, man, we was drinking Paul Masson. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when we was 21, you know, but I when I see that, a lot of these guys is the reason why Tennessee or Mizzou make the money, and they can't get the money. And I guess they, man, look, take this money. Me personally, the integrity is what made you want to tell. Was it something the coach did?
Right.
Because you took it, but now when certain things don't work out, now the stories get told. But we know this going on everywhere.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part about, like, at what point, whatever family there was wanted to make that comment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clearly, that conversation happened between you and that coach, or whoever was recruiting
doing
you,
it, a booster or
and you
something.
may have done this at every school that may have been recruiting you. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? What that family may be going through, but to pull that trigger and to put Tennessee on the spot, that's big. You know what I mean? Selfish to me.
Yeah, real quick, about 10 seconds, real quick, what you think?
Man, my thing is, for one, if you take that money, you gotta know what come with that money.
Yeah.
That's
all
my
money
thing.
Ain't good money, huh?
All money ain't good money, but you was money snapping when you got the money, but when things don't go your way, you can't. Now you can't. Oh, like, I don't like what's going on, I'm finna tell.
Yeah.
Like, and that you gotta, like, you know, if like he gonna help, it's like help me help you. I'm not gonna. How you gonna tell on a person who literally help you change your life?
Right.
I don't know. I just don't agree with that.
Yeah, see, I'm with that. I know we can go on with this all day, because when you start talking about a lot of that, about money and knowing where you come from, where you're not used to having money and needing to provide for self, because you become an adult. Basically, when you go to college, that's what it is. So we're going to the next segment. That was a good segment, you guys. We're going to go into the next one. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll see you guys in a minute.
I'm Jamison Williams. I attend Carnegie College Preparatory High School in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a wide receiver committed to the University of Ohio State. I see a lot of great things in Dr. Hayes. She get me loose when I'm running my routes. I feel agile. Also on the track, it's the same thing, so I'm really loose running my races.
I'm Dr. Connie Hayes with Fit for Life Sports and Rehab. If you want a competitive edge on the field, call me, 314-532-0957.
Welcome back, guys. We go into second segment. We got Jared Porter, ex-GM for the Mets, sent a lot of pitches, plenty of pitches. Not safe for work pitches. Got fired, you know, so a lot of things that are explicit pitch things that we was talking about we want to go, and I want to ask you, Will, I want to ask you, Trev, to give y'all a little background on what's going on. He got hired as a GM. I think he was there 2016. He sent some pictures to a woman unsolicited. So it could have went further than just getting fired. And not only he just sent one, he sent like 15, 16, some nudes, things of his privates, and they let him go. So you think about a lot of things happen like this because you had these things with Isaiah Thomas when he was in Toronto or New York. Exactly, New York. Where he had this issue where they were saying they were sending things. A lot of athletes go through these things or people in that business. And I'm going to start with you, Trev, because you're in the NFL. So I know a lot of things matter because you can go from having a conversation to somebody screenshot it, and perception is reality for most.
For sure.
How do you handle that?
I mean, my thing is, man, when you are somebody, you got to protect your brand at all costs.
Yeah.
And I care about my brand more than anything out here. My brand is most important to me, and I'm going to protect myself at all costs because he is a somebody.
Yeah.
And, like, I just know, me personally, it's not worth it, man. Like, I don't know if the man had kids or whatnot, but that's how you feed your family.
Yeah.
And I would never do anything to take food out my family mouth or put what I do at risk to not be able to take care of them. So I just don't agree with that. Like, you're a high profile guy, and you know it's a lot of people out here, men, women, kids that's chasing this clout, and they couldn't wait to air you out. Because now, like, that brings, it's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
And like, so now and another thing, we have to stop giving people a platform. We have to know that we are somebody, and we can't just give anybody a platform.
Right.
So now whoever aired the pictures out has a platform.
Right.
And now
Right.
we know her, and I didn't know her 24 hours ago.
No.
So now we know this person.
And the blessing with him was, even though he's somebody far as being a GM in New York, most people don't know who they are. Even though he's in the Mecca capital of the world.
You're in media capital.
Yeah, exactly, the media capital. So when you think about it, that, like he said, this one thing could just blow up. Most people didn't know who he was. They just knew they had a GM because you know sports. But now they really know you for something other than sports. What would you think would happen, or how would you handle that if you was him? Because where do we go? Because he got fired.
It's hard. You know what I mean? I don't know personally how I would handle that. But what I can do is hide from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to come out and address it. You know what I mean? Come out and address it. Give your perception of what it was. Right now, it just look like you sent a picture. But you may have been dating this woman for 5 years. And whatever you guys do in your relationship, what you guys do in your relationship. And she figured, oh, he's ending it, and now I'm going to air out what you have been doing. We don't know the backstory behind it.
Right.
So if it was me, I would try to get ahead of it and address it. Like, hey, man, I was dating this woman for however many years.
Because that happened with
this happens, you know what I mean?
I think it happened with Conley. I think the DB from Ohio State. Right, like a day or two before the draft.
Before the draft,
She came out with that when she was just disgruntled. And not saying this woman is, so I don't want to paint that picture. We just saying we don't know, and he's not speaking on it.
Yes.
But now he loses a great job. Because you talking about you in New York, you a GM, so he's at least making $2 to $3 million easy.
Yes.
And he's putting his family in a position to be good, like you said, Trev. So my thing is this. When you say you're a young man, but you got your head on, like you said, protecting the brand. He's not only supposed to be protecting his brand, he's protecting the man's brand.
Sure.
They didn't have a choice because they just got new owners who just bought the team. They don't know you.
For
They don't have no history of you, but they got to get rid of you because they got to have damage control.
So that's what's just frustrating about all of it, man. Is every hour on the hour that he don't make a statement, we as regular people can paint a picture or put our narrative out there on what that was. You know what I mean? So he has to say something. You know what I mean? You just lost a hell of a job.
So what you think, Trev? I see you over there. What you think?
Man, look, I know, for instance, like Will spoke to us, like with the Twitter thing, you got like fans adding you. And like if I repost it or I comment about it, it gets to more people. Because, you know, sometimes it's best to just saying less is best. You know, like you can paint your own image because it's going to die down. Like we probably won't even hear about this in a month, in 2 months. This probably won't be a thing. For instance, we got owners in the National Football League that done things that you don't even hear about.
Right.
And so, like, I just don't see it being a thing in 2 months.
but the owner's not going to get fired.
Right.
And that's the difference. That's my thing for him. And if he ever wants another job,
right,
is get ahead of it now. You know what I mean? No different than the coach making a racist comment about the Georgia's governor.
Right.
He's going to get another job.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
In reality, the guy from the Mets, he's gonna have another job too.
He's gonna get
Even if
another
he's
job.
not a GM, but they can bring him in because if he is a GM and he's knowledgeable about the game, you don't find too many of them that you don't give opportunity. He probably not be in the same position,
Exactly.
but he can get into another organization.
He'll get another chance.
Easy.
You know? So it's a moment, and like you said, a month from now we may not even be speaking of these things. We don't know what can transpire in a month in the world that can take our attention off what's going on currently. But at the time right now, man, he's a headline. You know what I mean? And you know, I had someone ask, is he gonna start OnlyFans? You know, there's all type of things going on these days.
So let me ask you this, Trev, before we go to break.
Yes, indeed.
With you, like you said, with you coming in and have to deal with COVID and coming into even just being in the NFL and people knowing your name even more now than when you was at Mizzou. How do you handle it in the sense of you try to minimize, in a sense you minimize being human, to not the temptations or put yourself when anybody can interpret your words the wrong way?
Man, look, you just got to move with methodical precision. You know, everything I do is calculated. Every step I take is calculated. I got to know that I have a lot to lose in any situation. Once again, I mentioned protecting my brand. I care about my brand so much because you know that's how I make my money. Me having a clean slate, you know, that gets guys like me to stick around for a long time, and have long careers, and because I want to make, you know, the NFL my career. I don't want it to be just a job. You know, I want it to be my career. And so, with that being said, I know that I have to move smart. Like I'm not gonna put myself in positions to make bad decisions or to jeopardize my career.
But that's a good thing, bro. And I know, like I said, you playing in the NFL and you being in the NFL now. Y'all being conscious and knowing you make decisions or you make choices, good or bad, but you just hoping it don't hurt you for the long run. You make a mistake or you conscious enough that it helps you.
And another thing, we got to learn not to, once you learn how to not react out of emotions, that's what helps situations like that.
Okay, we can do this all day. I want to cut you off, but you know we have to have another commercial break. We appreciate you guys staying tuned with us. We'll be right back with Press Play.
Just One Taste is moving on up. Located now in the heart of Florissant, 18 Patterson Plaza, serving the best chicken, fish, shrimp, tripe, and soul food sides. We also have catering and food truck services. And after one taste, you will be a customer for life.
Hello, I'm Simeon the Mortgage Man with Bank Midwest Mortgage. I have over 20 years of experience as a mortgage banker, and our state-of-the-art secure online mortgage center allows you to conveniently submit your application and documents online. Call me now at 314-485-9838 or apply online at simeonthemortgageman.com. Allow our family to help your family reach your goal of home ownership. Simeon the Mortgage Man with Bank Midwest Mortgage.
Welcome back to Press Play. We're going to talk about NCAA basketball. We seen a couple upsets yesterday, and with the tournament being close by, you have each division or each conference tournaments coming up. Then hopefully we have the actual tournament. We're supposed to be in Indianapolis, and they supposed to be in the bubble. There was a lot of upsets the other day, and I want to talk about the rankings and who you got. We've discussed these things in the past, but of course a lot of things is changing. Now teams is finding their grooves, coaches is finding the rotations, and now a lot of things is happening. And with the COVID, you never know who's going to be who. So now we got the top 25, and we still have Gonzaga at number 1. So if you was a betting man, Will, would you still stick with Gonzaga?
Yes. You know, the only thing that's going to stop Gonzaga is COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as they stay doing what they're doing for their COVID protocol, they're going to be fine. Like, they are hitting on cylinders still after almost a month and a half into the season.
Yeah.
You know, what's interesting is to see this top 25 and you don't see some blue bloods in there.
Yeah, the Dukes, the Kentucky.
The Dukes, the Kentucky, the UNC. Like, this is the first time I know, for me, since I've been on earth that I haven't seen one of those 3 universities in the top 25, let alone top 10.
Yeah.
So to see where we are today, and knowing that, you know what I mean, we will have someone outside of a blue blood be a national champ.
So with both of y'all being SEC guys, and I can go to you, Trev, with Mizzou being 19, and of course I'm going to come back to you, Will. Do y'all think Mizzou is going to stay right there? Do you think they're going to move up? You know, because now they finna get into the meat of the conference games and then the conference tournament. They 19 now. They 8-2.
Yep.
You know, they just beat South Carolina
last night.
So do you think they're going to stay there? Do you think they move up? What do you see Mizzou at by the end of the season?
Man, look, I'm saying this right now. I'm gonna be the first to say it. At the least, Mizzou's going to the Sweet 16. I'm gonna be the first to say it right now.
Okay.
I'm calling it right now.
So are y'all being biased?
No,
or y'all being real?
I'm being real.
Because you said integrity now. Don't make me call you out.
I'm being real. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I really feel like Mizzou is going to the Sweet 16 at the least.
Yep.
And you got some homers there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both of y'all do.
Yeah.
You know, so y'all not only did y'all go to Mizzou, y'all got people from the house, from the home team, from both sides that y'all rocking with. So, you know.
I watched the last 2 games they had. The fact that Jeremiah is playing at the level that he's playing with gives me a lot of hope of what they can continue to do. You know what I mean? Before the last 2 games, he was up and down.
Right.
But he's basically averaged a double-double the last 2 games with some big double figures in the scoring department. He always been a great rebounder, but he had times where he would get in foul trouble early where he couldn't produce the way he's been producing lately. So I'm excited to see how they're going to continue to win in the SEC because you talking about, you know, they lost to Tennessee early in the year.
Right.
But you got Florida coming up. You got Kentucky
who just beat
coming
Tennessee,
up.
right?
Who just beat Tennessee. And they're unranked. You know what I mean? So
they're going to be on the high.
They're going to come into Columbia ready to play some ball. But I think with Zoe, he just got these guys at a maturity point to where they understand how to go about a game now and not we just playing basketball.
So we was just talking about the SEC. So now when you talk about the Big 12, you're talking about Baylor. You're talking about Texas.
Baylor's good.
They number 2. Baylor's number 2. Texas is number 5. So now those are good teams. And they have to play against a lot of people, good competition. So if you had to pick a conference, Trev, if you had to pick a conference who you think is top tier or number 1 tier, would you go with the SEC, Big 12, Big 10, or ACC?
Man, honestly, I don't think the SEC is really a basketball conference. And I would, man, that's really tough. But really, I would probably say really the Big 10 would probably be a good basketball conference. And people might disagree with me, but I feel like Big 10, they really play ball in the Big 10.
What about you, Will?
I had to say Big 12, man. You know, with West Virginia, Kansas, Texas, Baylor, you know what I mean? They can play ball any style you want. Texas Tech,
give you a battle.
You know what I mean? Kansas State still hanging around there. Iowa State always finds a way to compete in the Big 12. Like, that's a toss-up between the Big 12 and Big 10. You know what I mean? I think SEC is coming along. You know what I mean? They made some great hires of head coaches, and those head coaches are making impact because that kid down there, Auburn. He's a bad boy, man. And I watched that kid grow up, but he's a bad kid, you know what I mean, on that court. But I'm going to stay with Big 12, man.
So speaking of home and speaking, we talked about the SEC. So what do you think going on with Kentucky and the home team, Cameron? What do you think is going on with them?
For me, it's you got a nucleus of talent that you didn't have time to put your print on. You know what I mean? We all went into this year with COVID. And when you can't have off-season workouts, preseason workouts, and you're trying to work in workouts without catching COVID, you can't get he was able to get a grip on his handprint on that team.
So do you think it's like the chickens coming home to roost because Coach Calipari, he's got so much talent that we never really even had to question his coaching other than when he was at UMass, other than he was at Memphis. So now you have talent, but other people been getting a lot of that talent too, and you're not winning. So do we question the kids and saying COVID, or do we question the coach?
No, you question the NBA because you got guys like that. He got a new team every year.
But it was working. But now it goes bad. So what you think it is?
I mean, it was working before COVID. You know what I mean?
like,
That plays a part.
COVID.
You know what I mean? Because you find out what guys meant to are early in summer workouts. That's why they bring us on campus early. Just let me find out who he is. Do he truly work hard? I know he got talent because he's here. But the things that happens outside of the court, you find that out throughout the summer workouts, throughout the early fall workouts, before you get into that. It's actually
so
time
even
to go.
what you saying, Trev, because you a player right now, and of course, Will, you know you play. So when you start talking about that and being young, you came up in the social media era. So we was coming right after that, but you really grew up in it. So now how do you get to these guys when they used to being a man?
Now, for one, let me say this. You know, I'm 23. I caught the change. When I was growing up, we still had flip phones. What's the phone? I don't even know what the phone was called, but I had a Nokia. And it was like this big.
The little black one or whatever.
Like we couldn't surf the internet. That's really that happened like in a 10-year span. I still grew up where you had to have a college email to even get a Facebook.
Okay.
So that's what people fail to realize. But like I said, going into it, like, man, like with this whole thing, touching back on the basketball subject and in any sport, like it's about discipline. This year was about how disciplined are you, and it was very tough, including myself. I struggled because like it was at times I didn't have hope that it was going to be a football season. So you know, with me being the human that I am, like you have doubt and like, man, ain't no season going on because it was looking bad for a while. And so it was like, man, I'm just gonna, because it's easier. Like I'm just gonna chill out. I'm gonna stay at home, play 2K, play video games. That's real easy to do.
So it tests your discipline to stay active and to be ready, not even knowing what the future gonna bring, right?
Like,
so okay.
You throwing, and plus that's with everything going on. They pretty much threw a team together, like go play.
Man, look.
Which is
go ahead. Hurry up and finish.
But this is why a team like Mizzou is okay. Because them guys been together. You know what I mean? So there's no surprises, no new guys, there's no egos. You know what I mean? There's that.
I would love to keep having this conversation. Well, you know you my man, Trev. I appreciate you. We appreciate you coming in and talk with us. We appreciate the audience for coming in and talk to us. So with that being said, we're going to end this off. We appreciate y'all coming to Press Play, powered by 0 to 60. If it's something that you want to hear again, rewind it. If it's something you want to see again, come back and watch us tomorrow. And again, for another show of Press Play. Thank you. Okay, so what you need me to do?